Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, Bedford Dean, who supported former counselor during sentencing, placed on leave. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Andy Hirschberger.
At the door when it matters most. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast, and we thank you.
Student Services at Bedford High School, Zaina Blaney, has been placed on paid administrative leave as a result of a report recently given to the interim superintendent. Interim Superintendent Michael Fournier received the report late last month that was done by an independent counsel. Fournier says that counsel was looking into possible teacher misconduct in the wake of controversy surrounding former Bedford guidance counselor Christy Torbick. Torbick pleaded guilty this summer to sexually assaulting a 14-year-old student while she worked in Exeter. Blaney is one of 3 Bedford school employees who supported Torbick at her sentencing. Fournier hopes to have this whole matter wrapped up shortly.
As a result of the investigative report coming back and in speaking with counsel, I felt as though there was enough information for me to take the step of putting her on administrative leave, paid leave, and that gives me some additional time to come up with my recommendation to the school board.
Fournier hopes to have that recommendation for the school board on Monday. Putting live in Bedford, I'm Andy Hirschberger, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Another former trooper indicted in overtime scandal. Another retired Massachusetts state trooper has been indicted in the overtime scandal that has rocked the department. Trooper Darren Dijon, 56, who retired after news of the scandal broke out, is accused of embezzling 14,062.50 worth of overtime pay for hours he did not work, according to a criminal complaint filed in the U.S. District Court. Dijon was indicted and arraigned on the embezzling charge in federal court on Thursday. He pleaded not guilty. Defense attorney Brad Bailey told 5 Investigate, "Our client has pleaded not guilty, and this is the start of a long process. I'm looking forward to getting his to court and clearing his name if all charges, which he strongly denies." Previous reporting by 5 Investigate found that he earned $68,3394 in overtime, a total of $204.17 in 2016. Dijon regularly did not work his entire 4 or 8-hour overtime shifts, according to the complaint. Air and X-Team were initiatives designed to reduce crashes on the Mass Pike by using troopers to target vehicles driving at excessive speeds. D. Jones is accused of submitting a list of fraudulent traffic citations from the shifts he had not actually worked. Prosecutors wrote that RMV records did not support his list of citations and that his cruiser was not turned on during shifts in questions. After retiring, Dijon began to collect a pension $75,014 per year. 5 investigations began investigating overtime in Troop E, the troop that patrolled the Mass Pike in June of 2017. We requested and then analyzed 9 months of state police overtime and payroll records and ticket data from 2016 from Special AIRE patrols targeting dangerous drivers and compared it to official ticket records filed with the Registry of Motor Vehicles. 5 Investigates first reported aired on October 26 and focused on 4 lieutenants and 1 trooper who were paid for more than 100 of these special overtime shifts where no speeding tickets were written at all. In other cases, tickets submitted for overtime pay appeared to be written weeks earlier or during regular shifts. Days before 5 Investigate first story aired, state police began their own internal review of the 2016 overtime based on public records requests made by 5 Investigates. They also transferred the 4 lieutenants out of Troop E. Within weeks, members of the department began to retire. On March 20th, state police announced a formal investigation into the overtime and said 21 members of Troop E had been flagged for possible abuse. That number later grew to 30 members, and that audit expanded to the full department. Troop E was subsequently eliminated. Remaining personnel and equipment were reassigned to other units while the department reformatted the duties of patrolling the Pike. Thousands without power after strong storms hit Maine. Thousands of people were without power Thursday afternoon after a line of strong storms moved through parts of Maine. Central Maine Power reported more than 25,000 outages as of 3:45 p.m. Cumberland, Sadoc, and Lincoln counties were hardest hit. In Bridgeton, the storms knocked down numerous trees, including one that fell on a home on Route 302. As the storms moved toward the coast, Brunswick was hard hit. Trees and power lines were reported down across the town. Nearly all of the town lost power, including most schools. Many traffic lights in town were out. Police said at least 30 roads were affected by fallen trees, utility poles, and power lines. No injuries were reported. Drivers were urged to look out for blocked or impassable roads. Storm damage was reported in Bath and Pittsburgh. The storms were caused by a cold front that will bring in cooler air that will make it feel like fall. Temperatures cool into the 50s overnight, and the humidity fades away for the weekend. Sunday's lows will fall into the mid-40s. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Thursday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you this evening. NASDAQ falls for a third day as Amazon, Apple, chip stocks get higher. Stocks mostly fell on Thursday as tech shares added to steep losses seen in previous sessions, while global trade fears lingered. Booker releases confidential Kavanaugh emails in combat Supreme Court hearing. The ongoing partisan battle over whether documents from Brett Kavanaugh work at the George W. Bush White House should be made public continued to dominate the nominee's Supreme Court confirmation hearing Thursday as Democrats sought to uncover additional information about the judge's views on controversial issues. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up later on. Goodbye, everyone.